ED.
Yo.
The NFL has made it as such that the releasing of the schedule, has become a thing.
Brother man, I told you the NFL is not a game.
It's unbelievable.
Football is not a game. It's a TV show.
It's incredible. Yeah, the highest rated TV shows on television. You go
There
week
it
by
is.
week.
There it is.
Incredible. This is the Believe 49ers podcast on Believe. He is Super Bowl champion Eric Davis. I'm Rahshaun Haylock. Plenty to get to on this show. The schedule is out. 2022 49ers opponents. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to see who they're playing, when they're playing them, and when, and all that. We're going to break all that stuff down. Also, Trey Lance. There's some people within the 49ers organization disappointed, maybe, according to reports out there. We're going to break that one down as well. Anybody ever told you they're disappointed in you, ED? That's kind of
every day.
A bit much. It's a bit much.
Every single
not a lot to take. Before that, we want to continue to encourage you to subscribe, download, rate, and review. We're located wherever you find your podcast. If there's a like or a follow button on your particular podcast subscription service, go ahead and hit that like or follow button. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube as well. Hit us up on social media. I'm at Haylock. He is at _Eric Davis_ on Twitter, and on Instagram, I'm at Watch Ray Ray. He is at Eric Davis _____. That's 4 of them, in case you're counting at home. As always, we're brought to you by the fine folks at Believe, our partners at Believe. Bet Online. Believe is supporting this podcast.
Yeah, Believe is always there.
They're the platform, right? That's the company we're working for. Bet Online, obviously, is the sponsor of this thing. They're our partners, of course, and they continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all of the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA and NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, fights, and even next season's NFL futures. We're going to get to that schedule in a little bit. See, this is right on time. Bet Online is your continued source for all of your sports wagering needs, including live betting on your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. He is Super Bowl champion Eric Davis. I'm Rahshaun Haylock. Knocking off a little bit of rust there, all right? So you may be wondering, well, if you're watching on YouTube, like, dude, what's up with the blank wall?
Anyway. Yeah, I was checking that out too. What's up with the blank wall, man? You took down all the Kobe gear.
It's still there. It's downstairs. I'm upstairs right now. So
okay.
So just to give you a little bit of inside the Casa de Haylock, my quote unquote man cave also dubs as a laundry room.
Oh.
So little Summer started swim lessons today. So we just got back from there. Mom threw the stuff in the laundry. So I'll save you from hearing wash machine and dryer going off in the background and just let you stare at this blank white wall. Right?
Yeah. Well, you see, I cut the fountain off because the last time people.
Well, the fountain is a part of the show now. You know what I mean? Like people kind of gotten used to the fountain, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
If they hear the dryer, all of a sudden just loud noise and be like, what the hell is going on over there? Haylock. All right. So that's that. So the schedule that's come out today, right? And obviously they've made it as such as the NFL, the schedule is a thing, right? And so here we go. We're just gonna go through this.
Yeah, because I have no idea.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. This is brand spanking new to us.
And so we let the people they see this great production.
This is going to be authentic.
Yes, it is.
In here, right?
Yes, it is.
That's what I tell people all the time. Our show is unscripted, right? Like, people don't.
You got a pen and paper, so that way we can see our season predictions at the end of it.
A pen and a paper. That is so 19. But see, here's the.
You said part. That's so what? 19 what? What you trying to say? What you trying to say? What, people don't write anymore?
People don't write anymore. I used to carry a pen with me everywhere I went, and now I don't. But going back to the white wall, I'm upstairs. So the good news is there's a pen and paper nearby. So,
well, you can always.
Here's a pen. Here's a pen right here.
See, there you go. You can write it on the wall.
And here's a trusted Post-it. So, truth be told, wifey left, but like when she works from home, it's like her workstation that I'm at right now. So
Yeah.
so she's got a little post-it notes and
See,
stuff.
I knew wifey had all of that.
This is like real. This is real.
Yeah.
You know, it don't get more authentic than this. All right, so here we
Yeah.
go.
I mean, you actually have to use your hand. The penmanship matters now. Okay. You know, yeah, people still write, man. It's a thing.
People still write.
It's
Yeah.
a thing. I actually write most days of my life. I actually write,
Really?
not text. But yeah, things happen. But keep going.
So when I used to carry a pen with me every day, like like multiple pens, right? Like I just keep pens in my pocket. And actually used to collect hotel pens. Actually, whenever I
Well,
go to a hotel,
that's just weird. But we'll keep going.
I would get a pen, and that'd be just my new pen.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Okay. All right.
once the pandemic hit and I wasn't going out every day anymore, I pretty much lost all my pens. And so,
How did you lose them? You were in the house.
yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
But you do realize they're under the bed.
Yeah, well, I found one in the drawer the other day. I'm sure people are loving this, right? This is great radio. Anyways,
no, yeah, but see, yeah, the youngsters don't remember back in the day when pens were a thing. Like, you remember, like in graduation, they give you like the cross pens, the silver pens,
yeah,
and, monogrammed and all.
Yeah,
of those things.
absolutely.
That was a big deal back in the day to have a nice pen to write with.
It was a big deal
when you were signing your name and when you were, filling out in anything. That was a big deal. It's funny how the world has changed.
Yeah, it is funny. But now it's funny, like we're getting summer ready for like handwriting and stuff, right? And so she's got her pencils and her little tracing books and stuff. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, is she really even going to use this at all, right?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, because I can think about like signing contracts and everything. Like when I signed my first contract with the 49ers, of course, I had this really nice gold pen that they gave me, this red and gold pen. You sign the contract, they give it to you. I can think about the silver and black one that they gave me when I signed with the Panthers. Yeah, that was like a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah. In the
last contract I signed
in the 1900s, as my daughter would say, like back in the 1900s.
Well, nowadays a lot of people sign contracts digitally, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Preseason, right? We're not gonna count these on the doc, but just to let you know.
Yeah, you can just say those really fast.
Preseason, home against the Packers, away against the Vikings, and away against the Texans, which is going to be a Prime Video game. Prime Video is going to have games this year. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, going to be on those calls. So I don't know if that's going to be the Prime debut or not, but Niners going to get some early Prime Video action. I'm already.
That's that new TV money. That's why Debo's won $30 million, because Prime came in and added more money to that TV deal. Absolutely. And fans, I'm going to tell you guys once again, that's who pays the schedule. You don't pay the schedule. You don't pay the salaries. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fans, you don't pay the salary. TV pays the salary. You're paying what you pay $200 for your ticket. That is for you to enjoy the show. It's a show. You're not paying the player salary, so please stop thinking that. Television revenue is. Okay, here we go. We got preseason done. Week 1. Who they got?
So so how do you want to do this? You want to just go WL all the way through?
Yeah, we can both
or do you want to do like some retrospect type thing and go back, or just do it as we go?
We can do it as we go. Retrospect, like I said, it's live. I don't know how it's gonna play out.
All right, let's just do it as we go. All right.
Yeah.
Funny thing about this is, I'll say that for later.
Okay. See, there we go.
Week 1 at Chicago.
Okay, week 1 at Chicago. I think that's a great week 1. Even though you're going on the road, you're going to Chicago. I think that's a great place for Trey Lance to start off. Number one, if you got to play Chicago, you'd rather play them in September than in December.
And so that that's weather, good, right? Yeah.
And that way, because that could be a tough road trip. So now week 1, you have the entire offseason for Shanahan to do everything to get him prepared. You also have another young quarterback that's going to have the pressure of taking on an organization and it all being him.
New coach, new staff there.
New coach, new staff, all of these type things. So I think that that's a very good spot for Trey to start off in. And as tough as and difficult as it is to get a win on the road, I think that's a dub. I think they start off with a dub.
All right. They start off with a dub. I got a dub too for that one. All right. Week 2 home opener against the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get mine first.
Go ahead.
That's an L.
Okay.
I don't care who the quarterback is. You always talk about the puppet master.
Yeah.
Pete's still on that sideline.
Okay.
Pete's rent free in Kyle's head.
Okay, and I'm going to go opposite of you on that one. I think Pete is Pete's the best coach in the division. But I think that they are going to be there's a little flux right there. They're trying to figure out things and they're trying to get it going. I mean, the quarterback is going to be what's the old boy's name from Denver? That's their quarterback now.
Maybe. So I don't know that that's 100% sure, but yeah, Drew Lock. I mean, he may be the guy.
I think Lock's going to be the guy. I think Lock's the best quarterback on their team right now, and I think that's it. But I also know that Pete is he's in the middle of his rebuild. Yeah. And I think this rebuild right now is going to be early Russell Wilson with that rebuild. It's going to be run the ball, play defense. I think that plays into the Niners defense. And I think that I'm going to give them a win on that one. I think they win it here, that first one early on. Yeah. I think they start off 2-0.
All right.
You got them 1-1. I got them 2-0.
1-1.
Okay.
Week 3, Sunday Night Football at the Broncos.
Okay, at the Broncos, Week 3. That's
high,
it's my turn first, right? On this one, that's an L. That's an L. Okay. Russell's still Russ, and Russell has beaten the 49ers so many times. I don't think it's going to look any different to him. Denver is a tough road trip. Denver is a very tough road trip in warm weather. You can't breathe. I played there against them. I played for them. And I remember trying to breathe early on. I remember after being there and being on the team, watching teams come in early on, and they just simply, they're exhausted. And I think that's a dub. I don't know. What's your thoughts? I think that's a dub for Denver. That's an L.
For Denver.
I think.
Yeah. I
think they take an L.
I got that as an L. The atmosphere, the bright lights, Russell Wilson, still got a first-year quarterback. Remember? All right.
Yeah.
So 1-2. I got him 1-2. You got him at 2-1. Week 4, Monday Night Football, home against the Rams.
Okay.
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
Obviously the NFC Championship was what it was. Aberration. I think that the Rams are still Rams, right?
Okay.
Even though they're the Super Bowl champion Rams, they're still the Rams.
Yeah.
I got that as a win. So we're 2-2 on my book.
So, yeah, same old sorry as Rams.
All right. So you 3-1 for you.
Yeah, same old Rams. Yeah. So that's a good month. So regardless, you got them 2-2.
I got
in September.
Well, that actually is the first game in October. So,
the first quarter,
the first quarter, I got them 2-2,
and I got them 3-1. So either way, I'm happy. I'd be fine with either of those. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah.
So now you got a little NFC South road swing.
Okay.
First off, at the Panthers, Week 5.
Whose turn is it? Mine or yours?
Yours.
Mine. The Panthers, that could be a tough one. I'm not sure about the quarterback play and what's going to happen there. And you know what? This is what I'm going to say on that one. This is the game that they should win, but they're going to have a hiccup, and I think they're going to mess around and lose that game. The Panthers, I know firsthand. The Panthers organization is built like the 49ers. It's built like the 49ers. They think like them. They try to build the same type toughness. So if you screw up, it's football's all about a meshing of styles. I think that could be a bad place for them to mess up. If they have an ugly day, it could be an ugly game. and I think the Panthers are also equipped to win ugly games, and I think they lose that
one. I'm going to give them a win in that
Okay.
one. I'm going to give them a win. Like you said, it's a game they should win.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with that. So we both got them at 3-2 right now after week 5. Week 6 at the Falcons, 10 a.m. game.
Mm-hmm.
That early start, which you don't think is much of anything, but I think there's something to that. But I'll go first on this one. So I think this is going to be another one of those trips where Kyle keeps them out there. They don't come back. So I don't think the 10 a.m. start is going to be as big of a deal. And so with that, I'll give them a win at Atlanta.
Morning game, midnight train. I don't care. Spring rain, Niners by at least 2 touchdowns. They win that game.
Okay.
The Falcons. Come on, man.
Okay.
Falcons, please.
Week 7 at home against the Chiefs.
Week 7 at home against the Chiefs. At home, week 7. Wow, that's a tough one. Is it my turn or yours?
Yours.
Mine. Okay. The Chiefs. Wow, that's a tough one right there. Right. This is another one of those games where I think it's gonna come down to who can make that big play at the time. You got 2 great play callers in this game. The Niners have it at home. Week 7, I kind of think by week 7, the Niners defense will be in a groove. I think they win that game. I do. Your thoughts?
All right.
Tough one, right?
It's a tough one. This is a tough one, right? Because right now, looking at it, it looks like the Chiefs have lost a lot of that explosion offensively. Not really sure what they're going to be that stout on the defensive side. We got one of their better corners in free agency,
who will also give you the blueprint to what they're trying to do defense.
Intel, right?
That's it's key. That's key.
That matters.
Kyle will be able to take advantage of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. You know what? I think by week 7, hopefully you got some things figured out. You said defensively, I'm more. My thoughts are more on the offensive side of the ball. I think defensively by week 7, I think for sure they'll have things figured out, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But offensively, I think maybe they start to find a bit of a groove. So I got that as a win too.
Okay.
Week 8 at SoFi against the Rams.
Okay.
I'll go first on this one. It'll be the Field of Gene South, like we saw multiple times last season. And so I'm going to give that a dub.
I'm with you. They beat them twice.
Okay.
I think they beat the Rams twice. They sweep them.
All right. So after 8 games, we both got them at 6-2. Only difference is I had them at 1-2 to start. You had them at 2-1 to start. All right. Week 9 is a bye. Week 10, home Sunday night against the Chargers.
My turn?
Your turn.
L.
Ooh.
Chargers. The Chargers are prepared as much as Anthony Lynn is going to know things about that team and about that roster and those players that he built. Unfortunately, he built a really good roster. That's a good football team. They're going to be, I think they're going to really be a team to look at. And Kyle has a history of not doing well after bye weeks. All of that stuff comes into play.
I'll believe it when I see it. I just feel like the Chargers gonna charge. You know what I mean? And so like I think Herbert is phenomenal, right? It's a joy to be able to watch him every week, but I just think the Chargers are gonna charge. Defensively, they obviously they added Mack, and Jackson on the outside. It looks good, right? It looks good. It looks, from a talent perspective, it looks good.
It's a talented roster, man.
It's a talented roster. But this is also a unit that finished last in rushing last year. And I just have not seen it from Brandon Staley. So, and Grant, I mean, it's more talent. I thought it was a talented roster last year, right?
Yeah.
I think I thought it was more. The talent on that roster shouldn't have warranted them finishing last in rushing defense. And you had Derwin for a whole year too, which so I believe it when I see it. So until I see it, I got it as a dub. So I got them 7-2 right now. You got 6-3. Week 11. Okay, so you go Sunday night, Monday night. So second time on the schedule this has happened. They go Sunday night to Monday night. This time, a neutral site in Mexico City against the Cardinals. Week 11.
Whose turn is it?
I think it's on me. Mexico City, that air up there. That's gonna be a tough one, I think. I think I'm gonna have to give this one to the Cardinals.
Me too.
Really?
Kyler Murray is their kryptonite.
Okay. All right. So I got
Kyler Murray plays street ball. It's Sandlot, and he improvises. And when you improvise, you know I say all the time, X's and O's don't move on paper.
They sure don't.
They don't have a plan for what Kyler Murray does, and he tends to make plays on them in situations where he shouldn't. They haven't figured that out yet, and I don't know if they have yet. So, and I'm with you on this one, like the Chargers. Until I see it, I was on the sideline and I watched them play the Cardinals last year. They didn't have an answer for what the Cardinals did. Yeah, they just simply had no answer. So until I see it, I gotta give the Cardinals the
edge. Week 12, Saints at home. Who that?
My turn.
Yeah, your turn.
I think the Saints are going to actually have a good football team this year, but I also know, I do. But I also think that the Saints are going to come into it's an organizational thing. Being in the division, the Saints lost so often, and they tried so hard to beat the Niners. It matters so much to them. It's going to be so much pressure on them to come in and win that game that I think from an organizational standpoint, it's going to be an issue to them. I give that a dub to the Niners.
Dub to the Niners. I am not as high on the Saints, and so I give that a dub as well. So you got them 7-4. I got them at 8-3 right now. So that's week 12. All right, here we go. Week 13, an old friend comes home. Mike McDaniel and his Miami Dolphins visit the Field of Dreams in week 13. This is an interesting one, but I've always been of the mindset that it's tough for the mentee to beat the mentor. So I'm going with Kyle here. I'm gonna get out a dub.
Yeah, I got this one. I was watching on Instagram, and everybody was talking about this throw to Tua, like from Tua to Hill. They were like, he's already dropping dimes and all this stuff. What I saw was an underthrown pass, and I think that's going to be an issue. Yeah, baby, I am. Yeah, wife is talking to me. Hold on, what's that? No, we can't.
I like Tua.
No. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I like Tua. I like Tua.
I like Tua too, but I also understand that Tyreek. It's the same thing I was saying in the past about the 49ers drafting, certain receivers and everything. It doesn't matter if a guy can run a 4.2 if the quarterback can't throw it. If you can't throw the ball,
I think Tua has enough. I think Tua has enough. I didn't see the pass that you're referring to. I did see one pass. Where he put it out there, and it's like, of course, Tua has enough arm. I think Tua has enough arm, but I've been a big Tua guy.
He has enough arm. The question is, he has enough arm, but does he have enough arm to actually take advantage of the speed? So that's the thing about it. If if the receiver is 3-4 yards, which is wide open in the NFL. I mean, if you're 2 yards behind a guy, that's wide open. If Hill is 2 yards behind the guy, can he put it out in front of him so he continues running through it, or is he going to have to wait for it to give the DB a chance to catch up and make a play? That's what I think is going to be the issue. Yeah, he doesn't have a Patrick Mahomes on.
Okay.
So yeah, that's I give that. So where do we have him right now?
All right, so I got him at 9-3. You got him at 8-4. All right, so we're entering the last quarter of the season, if you will. Week 14 against Tampa at home.
For week 14 against Tampa, I think that's an L.
Okay, I got that as an L too. By then, I think that Tampa engine will be revving, and Brady will be doing his thing. So I got that as an L too. Week 15, short week at Seattle. Another prime video game. Thursday night football. That's me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know my philosophy on this by now. I feel like the road team is at a distinct disadvantage on these Thursday night games. And then you add to that the whole curl factor. So that'll be a season sweep for the Seahawks. So I give that an L. So got a little 2-game losing streak here.
I got it as an L also. So I may have them on a 3-game losing streak.
You got, but I get, well, you got that. You got him at 2. You got him at 2 right now.
Okay, well that's an L.
I think that's 8-6. I got him 9-5.
Well, I got him splitting. I got him splitting with Seattle though. You giving them a sweep.
Yeah,
I got him splitting. Yeah.
You got him splitting with Seattle. Where's Seattle at? Let me see. Week 2. Yeah, week 2. You got him beating Seattle at home. All right, week 16. The no longer the Washington football team. The Commanders at home.
Wow.
Christmas Eve.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because that defense there could really cause some problems. That's a tough one. Do I have to go first on this one?
Yeah, you have to go first on this
one. Okay. Wow. The Commanders. Who's quarterbacking for them this year?
Oh, you know what? Now that you mention that, I had already wrote down my answer, but nah, I'm not changing it.
No. Yeah, that's
Wentz is their quarterback. Carson Wentz.
Golly. Wow. You know what? I think they're gonna lose that game. Okay. Your thoughts?
When you said who's their quarterback, I almost retracted my original thought. I got it as a dub. Obviously the whole Carson Wentz thing is concerning because all he does is beat the Niners.
Beat the Niners. I know. That's the thing. That's where I forgot he was there. That's why
I'm not a huge Carson Wentz. Like we've had this conversation on this pod before. Like you've always been way higher on Carson Wentz than I have. But I mean he did it in Philly. He did it in Indy. Yeah, but I mean enough's enough, right? I mean at a certain point you gotta. I got it as dub. I got him at 10-5 right now. You got him at 8-7. And here I thought you were gonna be I was gonna be the tougher grader. All right, last two here. Week 17 at the Raiders on New Year's Day. Oh boy, that's got trouble written all over it.
Nah, that's a dub. That's a win. The Raiders. That's a win.
What about New Year's Eve in Vegas?
Hey, but it doesn't. When you're playing, it doesn't matter. You don't even get to experience that. You could be locked up. The dudes they're gonna be in their rooms at 11 p.m. with the curfew. They're gonna be locked up. People are gonna come in and check. They're gonna have people coming in, checking to making certain that they're there. So being in Vegas New Year's Eve is no different than being, when they got a game, they're gonna be locked up the night before the game. I've been there, did that. So
last week, week 18.
You didn't tell me. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I got it as a win.
Okay.
Week 18 at home against the Cardinals.
Okay.
Is that on me or you? That's me.
That's on you.
All right. I got it as a win.
As do I.
As do you. Okay, so you got him in double digits now. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. You got him at 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
I
What you got?
I got him at 12-5.
Okay.
There's no way
12.
Going 12-5.
You got 12. You got first year quarterback.
There's no way that's happening. There's
no
way that's happening.
You know what? I thought 10 was a reach, but if he wins 12 games, then if he wins 12 games, his first year under center, we got the truth. And it is like I said, within 3 years, we have a championship. And the experiment was correct. It worked. If this dude gets 12 wins, gets them, because 12 wins will get them. They'll probably get like the second seed if they get 12 wins. You're gonna have home playoff games.
They'll make it on a 1 seed.
They'll make it. Wins. Maybe you'll be knocking on it.
There's no way that's happening.
That
I didn't think
they will definitely make the NFC Championship game. And if they do that, experiment was correct, and this team is on track to have a championship, have number 6 within the next couple of seasons. And that's what it is. I don't expect a championship this season.
I don't either. Full disclosure.
I want to see if they can make the playoffs, because if they do, then the following season is championship year.
In full disclosure, prior to us doing this pod, I figured they'd be hovering just over 500, 9-8 perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no way they're winning 12 games next year.
So after doing the math, I sat there and I was like, okay, I could see them.
10-7. That's identical to last season, right? That's where
I could see them winning. Yeah, I could see them winning, and it's hard to win double digits.
It's hard.
I wouldn't freak out with 9, nor would I freak out with 11. So I'm like 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins. That I kind of see them falling in there. Because some of it's kind of tricky. What is Carson Wentz going to happen? I gave them a win to Kansas City. We all know Patrick Mahomes can pull out something special.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll could do exactly what you said and sweep them, because Pete Carroll that's just what he does.
Losing to Carroll twice and still 12-5. That is crazy.
Yeah. But so I mean, those things could happen. I got them sweeping the Rams. They could split with the Rams. And the thing with the Cardinals, they could get swept by the Cardinals. They could sweep the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Because the Cardinals aren't that good. But it's a matchup of styles. It doesn't mesh. The way the 49ers are built, they're not built to play that style of quarterback. So we'll see.
Very interesting here. Very interesting. Make sure you continue to download, subscribe, rate, review. We're located wherever you find your podcast. If there's a like or a follow button on your particular podcast subscription service, go ahead and hit that like or follow button. Get involved in the conversation. You got them at 12-5. Like me, you got them more like ED at 10-7. If you're just really, really got colors just flowing through you, and you got him at 17-0, go ahead and drop us a line for that one as well. I'm at our Haylock on Twitter. He is at _Eric Davis _ on Instagram. I'm at Watch Ray Ray. He is at Eric Davis _ 12-5 with a rookie quarter. Well, I mean, basically a rookie. I mean, he'd be a second year guy, but he'd be his first year starting. That would be that's a lot. I'm actually embarrassed by this. Anyways, so speaking of which, there was some talk about the quarterback recently, right? There's a report came out. All of a sudden, people in the know are saying that, and I want to get this quote right. First of all, let's acknowledge the source. Matt Lombardo, FanSided. He was talking to 95.7 The Game and saying that the 49ers coaches have been, this is a direct quote here, continually underwhelmed by Lance. He goes on to talk about conversations that he's had with people in the organization, questions about arm strength and deep ball accuracy that Trey exhibited at North Dakota State, but not necessarily during training camp last season. Really didn't see much from him during the regular season. So that's kind of the
Uh-huh.
Cliff Notes version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure all of you out there have your thoughts as well. You can go ahead and drop us a line
Yeah.
for that as well. Uh, so what you want to take a stab at this or
I'm going to, you know what? It doesn't even, I've had this, I've commented on this somewhat, and I was talking about the source and checking it. And, the guy who gets kicked out of the club always thinks the drinks are bad. And the music sucks. So you have to think about the source, but all of that is irrelevant. The number one thing that you have to look at it and understand, it doesn't matter. It completely is irrelevant whether or not they like him, whether they are overwhelmed or underwhelmed, whether he is exactly what they thought he was going to be, or they are completely disappointed. It is in the interest of all things Niners that he succeeds. So it doesn't matter whether they like him or not. It doesn't matter that maybe they were upset because he didn't come in and immediately take the job or whatever. It doesn't matter. They committed to the man. Guess who's the quarterback of the 49ers in the near future? For the near future, it is going to be Trey Lance, period. Trey Lance is the starting quarterback. And they have no choice but to allow him. It's like C. Ward at corner. Everyone keeps saying, like, who's going to start at corner? Well, like C. Ward and somebody. Because
yeah.
they have no choice. It doesn't matter. And they were like, well, that's not true. What happens if JV has a great training camp? Then JV can be one of the other guys. He'll be considered for it. Yeah. C. Ward has to start because it looks bad on the
organization. By the way, I don't mean to cut you off there, but C. Ward and JV.
Ooh. But you can't start JV. You can't start JV.
Why not?
You can't start JV because of JV's. You know that's my guy. But you can't start JV because if you start JV, that means that you are taking E-Man, who has been balling out for you. You're taking E-Man off the field because E-Man's not going to. His play is not going to dictate him coming off the field. You're going to have to just take him off the field.
You still need a slot.
But hold on. But if you take him off the field, you make him the third corner. That means in the situations where there are just two out there, you're going to have C. Ward and JV. So this is what I would do. E-Man is my second corner because JV will understand that his body has failed him. His body's failed him. So I can't put you in that situation and have my E-Man, my second corner disgruntled because anything could happen at any moment. I don't want to do that. JV will understand you saying your body's got to show all of us, you included, that it can handle it. I'm still moving E-Man to the slot. I got JV and Ward at the corners, and we're about to get it. That's what I would do. I just wouldn't name JV my number two. Healthy JV is going to be your best cover guy, but I can't make him my number one corner because the way his body has failed him. That's the thing. But I got those three guys on the field. And Ambry Thomas and Lenore, y'all can fight it out.
Yeah, and I sort of just threw it out there just sort of carelessly. And, there have been others to do the same thing, right? In terms of, you put E-Man in the slot. That is a different skill set, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah, he can do it, though.
Can he play the slot?
Yes. I can tell you why he can play the slot. E-Man, haven't you already seen E-Man match up with receivers and go left corner, right corner, and all these things? So if you can do that, you can go into the slot. If you can match up with a guy and follow him around the field, you can go into the slot. So it's just now it's because to do those things, you have to have an understanding of your overall defense. Going into the slot, you just got to understand the defense and the position. E-Man also has the body type and he has the aggressiveness to tackle. When you go into that slot, the slot corner is almost like the strong safety. So you got to be prepared to play the run and understand the scheme and spacing and zone coverages. And I think E-Man has been in the system long enough now to where he can do all of those things. So yeah, I think he could do it. And I think you would have three corners that are aggressive, smart, can play in space, man or zone, bump and run, across the board. All three of them are more than willing tacklers. All three of them can blitz. I just think if that happens, you're gonna have one of the best secondaries in the league. They will.
I mean,
I see it.
All those things you mentioned, but also I would also put at the top of the list, you got to guard that number 10 in LA in the slot as well.
Yeah, well, why not put E-Man on it?
And that's and there you go. We're talking about Lance though. You're saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because they have to. It doesn't matter if they like him or not. He's the quarterback. And so in that comment, whether that's how they felt or not, it's irrelevant. They have to put the ball in his hand. So you liking me as a coach, you liking me has no bearing on my performance. You disliking me has no bearing on my performance. What if I told you on the pod, before the pod, after the pod? I told you like George Seifert. George Seifert and I used to MF the hell out of each other at practice. But what did I tell George? I don't know if I did it because of you or in spite of you. But regardless, we got the result we both wanted, which was the best out of me.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
So much. So, I mean, that relationship stayed to the point that you were in Carolina with him. That relationship remained until I was out of the league. Yeah.
It would like it, and that's when I actually realized it. Years later, I realized, like, wait, and that's what I told him. I literally told him those exact words. I don't know if I did it because of you or in spite of you, but we both got what we wanted from me. And that's the same with Trey Lance. It doesn't matter if the coaching staff likes him. It doesn't matter if they're underwhelmed. They're going to put the ball in his hand, and it's on Trey to perform. So the comment doesn't matter. People get freaked out about that. It doesn't matter if a coach likes you. If you can't play, his like is not going to keep you on the field. And it doesn't matter if he dislikes you. If you can ball out, he ain't taking you off. It's that simple. It's that simple.
And that's the hope, right? I mean, that's why you draft a guy where you drafted him. That's why you give up what you gave up for him in the hopes that he will come out and ball out. As relates to Lombardo here and what he had to say, doesn't matter. No, I mean, at this particular point, it's Trey's team. But what I will say is, let me just play devil's advocate here for a second, ED. All right. He mentions this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can find some rationale for all the things that he said and he mentioned to be correct, right? Regardless of the reason.
Okay.
Jimmy's still around, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll take it a step further. Debo's still here.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, this wasn't a tremendous quarterback class by any means, but them asking for so much, not only did that have to do with Debo, but perhaps maybe, they could get some insurance with another one of those picks by way of a quarterback or by way of being able to trade something away to set themselves up for a quarterback down the line. So if you look at what he said, there are some things that I can find as sort of a rationale for the reasons why he would put out this report. Now, as you mentioned, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And the whole Jimmy situation is what it is. He's going to be around. I think he's going to be around for a while, if we're being completely honest. And the closer we get to the season, I think it's more insurance for them as it is insurance for more insurance for them. I won't say it's an insurance for anybody else. I would say insurance for them for the simple fact that you already know what 10 can do, right?
Yes.
And so
Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be here the entire season, and he's worth the money.
I'm starting to believe that.
People can say what they want to say about him, and you can't pay him to be a backup and all this stuff. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be there. It's Trey's team. Jimmy only hits the field. There are only two things that gets Jimmy on the field. Trey flat out sucks, number one, or he's injured. That's it. And in either scenario, you have a quarterback that has already won Super Bowl. I mean, it has already won playoff games for you.
Yeah.
We're not in the situation we were in 2020. You have a guy that can actually win games at the backup position. Jimmy knows he ain't starting. Jimmy's not starting. There's nothing Jimmy can do. It has nothing to do with his performance in training camp. It has nothing. Everyone's freaking out about Trey looking over his shoulder. There's no looking over your shoulder in the NFL. There's no looking over the shoulder because you don't have any control of it. All you can do is go out and play and try to help the next guy. Don't be a Tannehill. All you can do is just go out and get the next guy ready.
Wait, when you say don't be a Tannehill, why? What would you be referring to?
What Tannehill? That's a chump move, man. That's a chump move. Like I'm afraid to help the next guy because he might take my job. We're competing.
I saw that quote, or actually I saw the video, and I immediately thought of you because
that's such a chump move.
We've had these conversations, and you talked about how you had to get prepared, and you talked about how you had to prepare the next guy also.
Thank you.
But that also tells me, though, that's an organizational type of thing, right? Like that's how you were raised in the colors.
That's how I was raised. And
every organization may not.
No, and that tells you right now why they lose playoff games, why they can't win the big ones, why in those moments, because you're so concerned about yourself. It's not about us. And that's the thing. My job as a vet is to teach the next guy how to take my job. I need you to be ready when your time comes. I don't control when your time comes. I can help you control the pace in which you prepare yourself to be ready. And that's my job as a vet. Yeah. And that's a sucker buster chump move to sit there and say, I'm worried about this guy taking my job. What type of competitor are you? You're like, I'm here to compete against him and all of this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, you're not competing against him. You're the starting freaking quarterback. You're the starting quarterback. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're not gonna move you out. You'll know when they're ready to move you out, just like Jimmy. Guess what? The organization told Jimmy, we're trading you. Guess what? Somebody else is about to play. It doesn't matter what Jimmy does. Yeah. It doesn't matter what he does in camp. Jimmy's not the starter. They told him already. But anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
No, and you know what also made me think of, just as it relates to the faithful, that I mean, for as much griping and all that stuff, about Jimmy, it could be a lot worse.
You got a vet. You had a vet.
It could be a lot worse. Tannehill is gonna make close to 37 next year.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
And Jimmy's making 25.
Tannehill's gonna. So
the Niners could be so cash strapped that they wouldn't be able to do anything if they had Jimmy on that type of salary. And truth be told, like, I don't know that I'd rather have Tannehill over Jimmy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jimmy. I can tell you right now that comment alone let me know that Jimmy is better than Tannehill.
Yeah,
Jimmy's better than Tannehill because if you had Trey Lance in the locker room with Tannehill, you already know that Tannehill hasn't learned a damn. I mean, he hadn't taught him a damn thing. He hasn't helped Trey. Trey is still a rookie right now. Jimmy has at least helped this guy advance his career and start learning something. Because what have I always said? You can learn from the sideline. You can learn in the classroom, but you can't get better until you start playing. Tannehill is not even going to try to give his guy a chance to learn.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not teaching him a thing.
Yeah.
He's the enemy. What? No, he's not.
And the Niners actually moved weight to go up and get Lance.
Yeah.
The number 3 pick up. Like, this guy that may be Tannehill's replacement, like, just sort of fell to them and
he's crying. He's crying.
He's
crying.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
That's such a chump move.
I thought it was pretty weak. Because, I mean, truth be told, like, And you mentioned this, like, hell, like if I'm being a buck, like I've been in the position before, right? Like, hey, we want so and so to shadow you on the sidelines. We want somebody to shadow you at this game, right? And it's like, okay, like I'm really training my replacement here, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean?
Bruh,
but like it is what it is, right?
When I
mean,
was with the 49ers, when I was with the 49ers, it was Adrian Hardage, second rounder. They drafted Tyrone Drayford, second rounder. I know that they're drafting them to replace me. Guess what? I told the guys, I literally told them that. Tyrone Drayford, I was telling Tyrone my last year with the 49ers, like, this is going to be your job. I'm trying to get you ready. I need you to start showing up in the morning so I can show you things, because I told him the left corner for the Niners, it's the hot corner. And one or two things are going to happen. I told him, you're going to either go home or you're going to go to the Pro Bowl. There's no in between, because you're playing for a team that's going to score 4 touchdowns a game, which means teams are going to be behind. They're going to be throwing the ball all the time, and you are their first read. So you're going to either be a Pro Bowler or you're going to be a buster. And I was like, let me get you ready. This is a conversation that I had when I went to the Panthers. I mean, they brought in Jimmy Hitchcock, gave him all kind of money as a free agent. They drafted a guy, Anderson, out of Jackson State. They drafted him in a 17 pick of the draft. I'm like, I'm trying to teach these guys. I'm trying to talk to them. But they brought in Doug Evans. Like, Doug, let's get down. Let's get this defense. You're an all. Let me show you how to play this defense. That's because I wanted to win. I have no control over whether or not they take me off the field. Yeah. But that's the way. You're right. In the colors, that's what I was taught. I was taught to do everything that you possibly can to help a guy that gets it, because that you want him to be ready. At some point, I'm gonna need you on. You're gonna be on that field.
I looked at it as 100% an organizational type thing when I saw that. Just to recap, we went over the schedule. I had the Niners going 12-5 on the year, which is embarrassing, by the way. And ED had them going. He's got them going 10-7. So we shall see.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I think a first-year quarterback, 10-7.
I think 10-7 would be great.
I think 10-7 would get him into the playoffs too.
I think that would get him. Yeah, I think that would get him into the playoffs as well. If you continue to download, subscribe, rate, and review, we're located wherever you find your podcast. If there's a like or follow button on your particular podcast subscription service, go ahead and hit that like or follow button. Subscribe on YouTube as well. Hit us up on social media. I'm at Haylock. He is at _Eric Davis_ on Twitter, and on Instagram, I am at Watch Ray Ray. He is at Eric Davis ______. That's 4 of them. Mm-hmm. So that's going to do it for this one. For my partner, Super Bowl champion Eric Davis, I'm Rahshaun Haylock. This has been the Believe in 49ers podcast on Believe. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.